WLFE-DB Digital Network are engaging in the safe space. What is safe space? A safe space is a supporting and affirming environment for individuals within the LGBTQ+ community. Each vodcast displaying the Safe Space logo will have resources available on hand for those in need without judgment. Here at WLFE-DB Digital Network, we care. We listen, we support, we understand.
Warning, the following video contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers and or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Inside the Drag Closet with Jade. Join Jade DeVere and her fabulous team of guests as they discuss all things drag, from wigs to makeup to performances and everything in between.
Join us at WLFE-DB.com for upcoming shows and more.
Well, hello there, kids. Welcome to Inside the Drag Closet, the interactive podcast where we talk about all things drag and some things that aren't. Who knows? We're really just here to have a good time. Speaking of a good time, we are going to have an amazing time with our fabulous guests this evening. We have the current Miss Bob and Barbara's Asia MONROE joining us again. And of course, her fabulous drag sister, not to be outdone by her lovely sister, Loki Lee Versace is joining us this evening. Sadly, our co-host Scarlet Overkill could not join us this evening, but she is very busy doing what she does. I'm not going to go too much into it, but she is incredible, and what she does is definitely important. So, oh my gosh, that just leaves me. That means I get to talk about me with a little bit of who, what, and where. Who am I? My name is Jade DeVere. I am the host of Inside the Drag Closet. I am a drag performer. I've been doing drag for roughly 437 years. I absolutely love it. It's what lights me up in the morning and keeps me going. What am I wearing? Well, tonight I wasn't quite sure what I was going to wear, so I decided to go a little 60s, a little love, a little spirituality. Honestly, this top is from Goodwill. We found it a couple years ago, and I've just been waiting for the right time to wear it. It's crochet. We've got crochet going on. It's fun. Oh, wait, I had bracelets too. Where'd I put them? I don't know. Oh, they're right beside me. Silly little bracelets I got on Amazon. My hair is also from Amazon. Just bumped up a little bit. I've got flowers. I've got stuff. My makeup tonight is Wet n Wild. I've got some Miron on here. My lips, I tried this new lip pumping lip thingy, and my lips started itching, so I took that off pretty quickly. And I have another color on here. I don't know what it is. It's in the box somewhere. My eyes are Morphe, the James Charles palette. Went back to doing lower lashes tonight. I wanted to do something fun and silly. Last but not least, where can you find me? You can find me every Wednesday right here on Inside the Drag Closet on WLFE-DB.com. You can also find me, where is it? At Divas Down at, wait, we just did that show. We don't have the new poster up yet. Divas Down Under at the Harrisburg Comedy Zone. We are there the first Friday of every month. And I did not upload the new poster yet because it's difficult being pretty and smart sometimes. But we are going to be there on, I believe, December 3rd. Yes, December 3rd. We have an amazing cast picked out. If you couldn't tell, I'm stalling for time as I upload the poster right now. But our cast will be myself, Amethyst Diamond, Poison, Onyx Black will be joining us, Katarina Couture, Diamond Taylor, and Pola Frost. So you do not want to miss that show. Let me get that poster here. Oh my gosh. I am not organized today. I've had one heck of a day. It's been a very, very weird day. But that poster is coming up right here. There you go. Look at that fun cast. I love that. I'm looking forward to that show. And I am about to make my debut at the Warehouse in Maryland for the Sex, Love, and Rock and Roll show. Amethyst and I will both be down there with Phoenix and Vicky Fisher. So make sure you check that out. But let's see who's watching tonight. Oh my gosh, the comments are here and they are all over the place. Good evening, everyone, from Derek. Vince is getting no sound. That is very weird. Everybody else can hear me. Vince, make sure your volume is turned up. Orion, I've had an absolute shitty day. Need this tonight. That's what we're here for. We're here to have a good time. Marcy and Carrie are watching this evening. Casey is watching. Well, hello, beautiful people. Can't wait for an amazing time. I can't wait either. I love doing this show just because it's fun and it's uplifting for me. Samantha, honestly, to me, sending hugs. I love it. Vince got his sound working. Fantastic. Who else we got? Amber is watching this evening. Oh my God. Derek says, I'm just mad about you and your look tonight. I'll see myself out. Good. Okay. Yeah. I hope you don't feel good about that. Joanne is watching this evening. The lovely Eve Brown is watching. I love this look. I love this look too. I'm having fun. Robin is watching from the Bears game. Girl, pay attention to the game. This show will be on. Careful of lip plumpers, babe. Some of them have capsaicin in them. That's what it is. I'm allergic to capsaicin. Great. Good to know. Oh, Casey can't wait to see us at the Warehouse. I can't wait to be at the Warehouse. I've got one of my songs picked out so far. I'm working on my other two. I'm a little indecisive what I should do. I've already got the sex song picked out. Now I have to find love and rock and roll. You know what I love, though? I love merch. That's right. We've still got merch available. So if you want to pick up any of our merch, we've still got masks and gaiters available. Still. We also have fanny packs, and I love the tie-dye shirt. I can't say enough about it. We still have towels. They're not just beach towels. You can use them anytime you want. T-shirts and hoodies, as well as sticker packs. So make sure you go over to www.jadedevere.com/merch. And while you're at it, make sure you share this video, because the more you share it, the more likes we get, the more people tune in, and the better we do in general. But I have rambled enough. I have talked enough. You are here not just for me, but you are here for our fabulous guests. Our first guest this evening has not been on since April. So I am super excited to have her back here. Put your hands together for Miss Bob and Barbara's Asia MONROE.
Hi, everyone. How's it going? Hi,
Good,
Jade.
How you doing, sis?
I'm hanging in. I'm blessed to be here tonight. I love doing the show. I think that we should have more shows like this, like actually, talk show style, sit down, kiki with the audience, have a drag queen do a performance or whatever. I think this would be a good live show idea. So I love doing this. Mm-hmm.
I love that idea. We've been toying with the idea. The tricky thing is the copyright for it.
Okay, well, just remember, I get 15%.
Oh, okay, good. Girl, give us a little who, what, and where about you.
Oh, who, what, and where? Well, as far as makeup goes, I'm a very simple girl. I just have some Maybelline on tonight with just the good old James Charles palette, earrings, and ring. I actually bought them off of somebody. I don't know the exact original jewelry designer. And then my dress tonight is just a little Versace couture by Fashion Nova. So something nice and cute and simple. I'm Asia MONROE, as stated before. I'm your current reigning Miss Bob and Barbara's. I just won this title back in October, which has been an honor and blessing. I am one of Philadelphia's premier entertainers. I've been doing this going on 5 years, so I'm very excited. It's so fun, obviously. And where can you find me? You can find me on Facebook at The Asia MONROE, on Instagram at The Asia MONROE, and Venmo and Cash App are down below. You can catch me all around the tri-state area. And sometimes I do go on the West Coast with my sister, and you never know where you can catch me. So when you follow me on social media, you'll always see where I'm going to be.
I love that. So you just became the new Miss Barb and Barbara's.
Yes.
So we don't talk about pageantry a lot. Tell us a bit about the pageant life.
The pageant life it's very fun. It's a journey. You have to be very dedicated if it is something that you want to pursue in your drag career. But moral of the story is just have fun. I always say whenever you put your best foot forward and you give everything your hardest, the best outcome will happen. And that's honestly what pageantry is about. It's not necessarily about one-upping each other. It's just being the best person that you can be. And if that happens to bring you home the crown, then, you know, that's what it is. I feel like there's a lot of stigma with pageant girls that they are, you know, very bitchy, standoffish, diva-ish. Yes, that is the case, but there are some girls like myself and, you know, other girls I've met that are very, very sweet and humble. And, you know, for me, I guess what made me fall in love with pageantry, it is the oldest form of female impersonation, and it's what started drag in a sense. You know, it really was it was like the foot in the door, basically. And, you know, it's just the history that comes along with it. And, you know, it's awesome when you, in the pageantry world, of course, you have like some of your idols that you love and, you know, girls that and people that have competed before you and, you know, you look up to. It's so great that when you're able to meet them and, you know, you hear so much, you know, the backstory of everything that goes on behind, you know, pageants and their story. And, you know, it's not necessarily about the final night. It's about the journey getting there. So that's just a little bit, that's just my take on it.
Well, and you can build relationships that last forever through pageantry.
Yes, I always say pageant. Doing it every drag entertainer should do a pageant, not necessarily make it your go-to thing, but it is drag boot camp, and it teaches you the basics. And like you said, like you meet different people, so you learn how to network and market and sell yourself, just not as an entertainer, but as a person. And it's really good, and it's the oldest way to make your name in the scene. So
that's so true.
I always say do a pageant.
So anything new since last time you were on?
Well, a lot of, I mean, the basics, you know, just being booked and blessed and busy. You know, I'm so grateful I, you know, can do drag as a full-time job, but I still, you know, do other things to keep me busy. But as far as that gone, I mean, obviously winning Miss Bob and Barbara's, I've stepped down from Miss Crimson Moon, but I'm still there all the time. I've started physically transitioning, so that's also good. It's just been, I can honestly say that looking back, comparing last year until now, I'm definitely a lot happier, not just with drag, but just, you know, outside of drag and myself as a person. So it's been going good. I got my booster not too long ago. I got it like a week ago, so she's boosted. So, because at the end of this month, it'll actually be a year since I caught COVID. So I'm not trying to relive that PTSD. So please, people, get your vaccines.
And I still have to get my booster. I haven't done that yet.
And wear your mask.
And oh my gosh. I just did an entire month of shows where I got to play like this beautiful dark vampire, but I had to wear a mask the whole time. Which at first I was bummed, and then I loved it because one, I didn't have to shave. And two, I didn't have to wear fangs.
Okay, work. That's cute.
Yay, the benefits of wearing a mask.
Yeah. So for only a nice small fee, please purchase your drag closet mask.
Exactly. They look just like this. And the gators. Don't forget the gators.
Yeah, we love the gators.
Everybody I know who's gotten the masks and gators have absolutely loved them. So I'm like, that's a go figure. I don't have them. It's our merch and I don't even own it. So what was I going to ask you? I was going to ask something. Orion wants to know. Orion just did their first pageant recently.
Oh, congratulations.
And they want to know, how do I sign up for one of these boot camps?
Well, there's not really a sense of like a drag boot camp. We just call pageants drag boot camp because pageants always make you think of every little detail, whether it be your outfit, your makeup, your hair, your performance, like everything. So As far as like boot camp goes, that's another great thing about doing pageants, but also working a lot is that you can, you learn different tips and tricks from different entertainers in the dressing room, and, never be afraid to, if you see something that, if you see someone do something that you like, don't be afraid to ask them, like, that's really cool. How do you do that? Or, ask your sisters or brothers or in between, some tips they have. But I mean, pageants will always get you together. So, and you can sign up through pageants anywhere. There's bar pageants, there's national pageants, there's prelims, there's over the COVID, there's online pageants. So it's really anything. Even, I hate to say this, but Drag Race is like one big pageant. So I mean, they're everywhere.
True.
So
getting some love from Vince. Orion Angel did amazing at the pageant.
That's awesome.
That is our new Miss Lebanon Grand Diva, Raquel Summers.
Raquel Summers, yeah, she's my Crimson sister. I'm so happy she was able to capture a crown when I stepped down, and we both we're walking into the new year with new titles. So I love it.
Amazing. Now we have an interesting question here from Chanel.
Yes.
This is a fascinating one. So if you transition into female, does your new self become a drag king?
Oh, we were just talking about this. So I do identify as a trans woman. Means I was born a male, but I identify as female now. And my drag will stay what it is, super hyper feminine, glamorous. Just because you transition outside of drag doesn't necessarily mean it will affect your drag aesthetic. Your drag aesthetic is whatever you want to make it. A lot of people think that trans women can't do drag because, we're often considered too pretty or whatever, but drag essentially is whatever you want to make it. It's just the hyper form of what you want to be. So if you're a anime person, you could be an anime character. I do, I consider myself a drag queen or, a showgirl sometimes. Some other trans sisters that do perform like to be called showgirls, which I think is amazing as well. So it's really about a personal preference. But and even on All Stars, Kylie Sonique showed that, she is a trans woman, but she portrayed a male celebrity when she's performing. So drag is whatever you want it to be. So I can't sit here and say I would never be a drag king. My sister VOLKIE thinks I do a funny Ozzy Osbourne, which I think it's something I do when I get drunk. So it's just, you never know what happens, but drag is for everyone. And, yeah.
I love that. Now I need to see you as Ozzy. Just you running around screaming, Sharon! You are getting some love tonight. Miss Tamia Michaels saying hello.
Hi, Tamia. How are you? We were just talking about you and how thank you for bringing my sister Jade to Crimson. And she said you're a great host and you're a really great personality. And I think Tamia is gorgeous. She's a wonderful entertainer and she's your current reigning Miss Gay Wilmington. So show Tamia some love.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
Topher Lee says, Asia Monroe is the picture of pageant perfection. The only thing surpasses her talent is her kindness as a human being. Hashtag upper echelon.
Yes, I love Dominique Lee. I just did her show Positivity at Level Up Bar and Lounge. And Dominique Lee is probably one of the hardest working creative people that I do know in the Philadelphia area. She's very head driven. When she has an idea, she really sticks to it, and no matter whether it's a free show or a sold out arena, she really does give everything 100%. And I do feel like that she should be shown more respect for what she does, and she's a really wonderful person. So thank you, Dominique.
Fantastic. I am writing her name down right now.
Yeah, she was doing drag back in the day, took a little break, and she came back like nothing ever happened. So
fantastic. I love that. Also getting some love from Miss Estee Lauderdale.
Hi, sister. How are you? I love that name. That's so
sick. I just got to meet Estee this past weekend, and she is a hoot.
Yes. One day I hope to see you.
Eve Brown wants to know, do you think your style of performance may evolve differently as you transition than it would have otherwise?
Not necessarily. I've always been a very old school glam performer. And, I think the only thing that would change is, when I do get some physical enhancements that I like, I can, do a lot more sexy numbers. But I don't think it'll ever change, like, my style of performing. Even though I am mostly known as a dancing girl, I do like to consider myself an entertainer. I think that I serve not just good dance numbers, but I can deliver a really good lip sync, and I can give you all the dragness that she wants. So
That is so true. I have seen her perform, and kids, go to her shows. You are not going to be disappointed.
thank you, Jade.
Got a couple other comments here. Amethyst saying, had a great time at Crimson. We sure did.
Yes.
Her and I,
family.
even though somebody like hit her car at the end of the night, but that's okay.
That's the one downfall, is that there's a lot of drunk drivers around there. But no, Crimson was such a great place, and being that it was my first bar title, it will always hold a special place in my heart, because I won. And I was performing there just a little bit before I had won, but it allowed me to go to a place, not really know a whole lot of people, and come out with an even bigger family. And I've learned so much from them. And, I really do thank them, because during the pandemic, we all checked in on each other, and they were they were another place that, we try to continue shows when it was really tough performing. So it'll always be a special place. So if you have a chance, please go check out Crimson Moon in Wilmington, Delaware. There's shows almost every single weekend. You can follow them on social media. Hopefully Jade will be back there alongside with me, and you can always catch me there every first Saturday for a royalty review. So
fun. I love that. I do want to talk about a couple of these comments, and then we do have to get to our next guest. But hi girls, newbie queen here. My name is Vicky Shock. Vicky, that is such a good name.
I love it.
Like, it paints an image. Like, I'm picturing very 1980s.
I was thinking the same thing. Like, there's this electric spandex print. It's so 80s, but it's like electricity, obviously, and just some nice big 80s hair. Oh, I love it.
Yep. Estee Lauderdale has a quick question.
Yeah.
How dare you look so good tonight?
Oh, thank you. It's just a little BB cream and a prayer.
That's amazing. Well, Asia, I do want to get to our other guest, but we are going to have you back after the commercial break. Sound like a plan?
See you soon. Enjoy my sister Volkie.
I can't wait. Oh, I am having the best time. Just a quick heads up, since I don't have a co-host this evening, after our commercial break, I will be doing another rapid fire round of Just Ask Jade. So start getting those wheels turning, because you will have about 5 minutes to ask me anything. And I will answer. Might not be the answer you want, but I will answer. Alrighty, kids. So it is time to bring out our next guest for this evening. She has not been on this show since episode 10. We are on episode 77 now. It is craziness, but I am super excited to have her back, and I've been waiting to get these two together. But let's welcome our next guest to Inside the Drag Closet, Loki Lee Versace.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me, Jade.
Oh, you bet. I live for you, girl. You know that.
Girl, and the feeling is mutual, because every time Asia and I cut up and talk about Franklin or DragCon, I'm like, you remember our sis Jade?
Girl, why don't you give them a little who, what, where about you?
All right. My name is Loki Lee Versace. I come from both the houses of Versace and the House of Lee. I'm from Burlington, New Jersey, which is just a random place in South Jersey. Currently, I am wearing NARS, ColourPop, MAC, House Labs, just a bunch of low-end, high-end, all mixed type of makeup. Outfit is, the base is by Coquettery. Amazing, absolutely amazing website. Any new girls that are starting out and trying to get a costume, Coquettery is going to have your size. I did all the embellishments myself, added some roses, and then I made my headdress myself. Just a little presentation, a little Day of the Dead, giving it to the kids. And you can find me on Instagram as VOLKIE Versace, TikTok VOLKIE Versace, Twitter VOLKIE Versace, Facebook VOLKIE Versace. Essentially everything's VOLKIE Versace. Oh, and PlayStation Network VOLKIE Versace, because I be gaming.
I love that. I love that you gave a shout out to Cockroaches. They are frigging amazing.
This, like, this is my first costume from them, because like I've been looking on and off with them, and I'm like, this is cute, but for the price value, I was like, oh, this is not going to be the best quality. This is amazing. This is
no joke.
Sturdy. They're honestly no joke, and this got shipped out to me. I think it was 2 days after I placed my order. 2 days for a big bitch. I couldn't. But yeah, no. From now on, besides all the costumes that I make for myself, obviously, I'm going to be ordering from my coquetteries.
You know what's funny? I was going to pull this picture up later, but I'm going to pull the picture up now. The first photo of the three of us together, I'm wearing coquettery.
Oh. Me wearing a bus driver wig, Asia being the only lady in the establishment, and you giving neon and holographic. God. Oh my God, I love that wig. That's Asia's wig. When I say I try to steal it from her at every single gig, I'm not even joking. I love a bus driver wig.
Oh, I can't pull them off. I can't do it.
You can. You just have to accept that it looks horrendous. You gotta accept the mullet. You gotta accept it. I'm telling you. The only way to get over a bus driver wig or a pussycat wig, just accept it. Ain't nothing else.
Make peace with it.
Yeah, make peace with the Middle East. That's all you gotta do.
I got one ages ago. It was like short black hair with some nice little like purple tips on it. I put it on once and I was like,
you said this is not Rihanna.
Sir.
Sir, ma'am. Sir, ma'am.
Sir, ma'am.
Girl, the last time I had last time we were in Denver, Asia and myself, I was performing I Have Nothing, and I did like a good textured afro into a blonde bus driver wig. When I say all the hairs on the back of my head were showing, like it was a good inch of hair, and I was just like, well, this is the reveal. This is what y'all paid to see. So now I just ordered a black one, so that doesn't happen again.
I love that. My husband's pointing out we love us a gamer.
Oh, 1,000,000%. You can catch me on Pokemon Unite. You can catch me on Overwatch, World of Warcraft. Essentially, if it's not on Xbox, I'll play it.
Same. I am a PC gamer. I am currently playing Guild Wars.
Okay. Oh my God, Guild Wars 2 or 1?
2.
Oh, I was just about, my PC just got in the shitter recently for some reason. I was just going to re-buy Guild Wars 1 because a bunch of my friends, like there's a new resurrection of it, and a lot of people, like new players are coming back to it. Guild Wars 2, I love them little tree people.
The Sylvari?
They are so, I live for them. What else do you play?
I used to play, oh my God, I have gone through this journey in my life of online gaming. I used to play World of Warcraft. I used to play the original EverQuest.
Hello,
right.
Where you could be a fairy.
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
I played Dark Age of Camelot, Star Wars Galaxies.
Bitch, you ever play RuneScape?
I haven't. That's the one that got away.
That's the one that started me on Sims Online, like 20 years ago is what got me started on online games. But RuneScape was like the free-to-play one. So that's the first one that I jumped into. One of my close friends' cousin was like the top level person. So he was just like feeding me armor and weapons. And I was like, well, at least I look good.
Yeah, I got started. A buddy of mine was playing Star Wars Galaxies, and I was just captivated by it because you didn't have to play someone who went out and fought. You could play a dancer. You could be a musician.
Yep. And that's the fun of so many MMOs is for your standard RPG, like there's a storyline, and once you finish the storyline, the game's done. For MMOs and online games, you get to choose what you want to do. Like the newest game that I tried was Final Fantasy, 14 is the online one.
Yep.
No joke, you can literally do anything in that game.
Yep.
If you just want to go around raising chocobos and live on a little farm, that's your prerogative.
I tried that out and I love the aesthetics of it, but I pieced out because I didn't know anybody playing. So
we're about to get in contact as soon as I get my PC back up, because I'm telling the new expansion just dropped, and they got like 2 new classes that are so cool. Oh, let me stop nerding out.
That's it. Volkie and I are now going to have our own show where we just nerd. We just
gaming with the girls. Now I'm down. Are you kidding me? Oh, I've been wanting to start a Twitch, but I'm just like, I don't know who cares.
I've done one event on Twitch, and the worst part about Twitch is all of the trolls on there trying to trick you into saying the N-word, and I'm like, no, this is not cute.
They can try. I'm just gonna look and next.
Exactly. So many people are just like, I spend so much time on Guild Wars too.
Yes.
Same.
Yes.
I have one of every race, one of every class, because I'm that nerd.
Guild Wars 2, I spent most of my time. What was it? Was it still dual classes in that game?
No, that was the first one.
Okay. Then I played very little too, because
Okay.
I didn't like that aspect of it. But I was a tree person.
There you go.
That's all I can remember. I was pretty. I was standing still. I was looking right.
Just like right now.
Yeah. You want some nectar, baby?
I'm dripping with it. Okay.
Yeah.
Jamie Angel is like, has anyone ever done an RPG themed drag show?
That would be it. That would be. I've always wanted to do a Dungeons and Dragons themed show.
That
Could you imagine like you roll the dice and that's your number? Right? And like the higher the number, the harder the song. Bitch.
Oh.
We're about to put it together.
That
We're
gonna be talking after the show.
1,000,000%.
We're gonna make that shit happen.
Hello? I'll drive down to what are you? Delaware, Virginia?
I'm in Harrisburg.
Other one? Harrisburg. Oh, okay. It's still like 1.5 hours, 2 hours. I see. That'll be good.
Well, girl, we have to take a quick commercial break, but we are going to be having you back in just a little bit. Sound like a plan?
Absolutely. See you shortly.
Fantastic. And you kids, don't go too far. Make sure you get those questions ready. We will be back in just a few minutes.
WLFE Digital Broadcast Network is on TV. You can watch all of our shows on WLFE-DB.com. Check out our channels. Paranormal View for all of your paranormal type shows. LGBTQ Friends for all of our LGBTQ shows. Variety Unlimited for all other shows. It runs 24/7 right on WLFE-DB.com. You'll even catch the lives, all in one place. Never miss an episode, past or future. WLFE-DB.com, where our shows are your shows. Here at WLFE-DB, you can find shows that vary in many topics. The paranormal, the creepy, heavy metal, and LGBTQ and drag. Our shows are your shows, and we want to provide a wide diversity for all to enjoy. So, tune in to Facebook.com/WLFEDB Radio. Like, follow, and share with your friends and family. Also, go check out our website at www.WLFE-DB.com. 2021 just got better. Your favorite shows from WLFE-DB Radio can now be found on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Yes, we now video stream to both of those platforms. Search for your favorite shows like Where's My Sage, Inside the Drag Closet, Across the Pond, Everything Yet Nothing, Paratalk Radio, Step into the Paranormal, The Creepy Parlor, Just Cindy, and more. Now you won't miss an episode. Remember, follow Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Make sure you subscribe and follow your favorite WLFEDB radio shows.
More from WLFEDB Radio Network after this.
Hey guys and dolls, this is Casey DeVille, the better half of DeVille Inc., Baltimore, Maryland. If you're ever in Baltimore, stop in and see me and Tony. Invisible Brie, 5920 Eastern Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland, 21224. Give us a call if you're in the area at 410-400-9641, or look us up on the web at DeVilleInc.com. DeVille Inc., where we specialize in you.
Oh, yeah. Life just got sweeter now that WLFEDB has merchandise. Show your support by purchasing your t-shirts for WLFE, Paratalk Radio, Inside the Drag Closet, and more. But it doesn't stop there. T-shirts, coffee mugs, tanks, buttons, cloth bags, and more. Go to WLFE-DB.com. On the top bar, click on the merchandise tab, and bam, there you go. You got merch. Support the shows. WLFE-DB.com.
You're listening to WLFEDB Radio. Now, back to our program.
Well, hello there, kids. Welcome to Just Ask Jade, the segment where you can ask a drag queen anything. Alrighty, kids. According to my clock, it is currently 9:06. You have got until, I'd say, 9:10 to ask me anything you want. Starting with, we'll start here. What are the top 5 qualities to make a great drag performer? Whoops, sorry about that. Let's see. Personality. That's all 5 of them. You have to be able to laugh. You have to be able to captivate an audience. You have to be able to tell a story. And, the makeup comes later. The outfits come later. Once you get those basics, then the world is your oyster and you can build upon that. Let's see. My favorite makeup product of all time. Oh, God. I'm gonna say it right now. The James Charles palette from Morphe. I love it. I think it's amazing. It's got every color you could ever hope to use, and I love doing a colorful look. You can see one of them's invisible because it's green. I love this palette. You can say what you want about the creator. I don't care. The product is good. And it's from Morphe. I have not had any bad luck with Morphe so far. Let's see. From my husband, what drag show have you been to that you would like to perform in? Oh, God. That I've been to, what I'd like to perform in. I've kind of been lucky. Like, I am in shows more than I go to shows. Like, Derek and I have talked about, like, going to see shows a little more often. But yeah, that's a great question. I would love. There's a lot of places I would love to go back to. I loved Port 251 in Rehoboth. Basically everywhere I went in Rehoboth, I had a wonderful time. Crimson Moon, I had an amazing time. I want to go back to the Lodge in Maryland. I had a great time there. Yeah, there's just so many places I would love to go back to. From Vince, who do you look up to in the community? Anybody who has been doing this when it was still taboo. I look up to people who really, how do I word this right? I don't want to say older girls, but that's kind of what it is. Those performers who were there when drag was still very taboo and are still doing it and still evolving and still prospering. I have nothing but respect for those gals. Orion wants to know, what is my typical order from the bar? I always ask for a diet water. That's water without the ice. I don't want the chunky parts. Thank you. I'm also not a big drinker, so there's that. Estee Lauderdale, how do you balance performing and collecting the cabbage? It's tough. Usually, if it's a venue I know, I will pick numbers that allow for that. Divas Down Under, we get a lot of love at that show. And by love, I mean a lot of dollar bills in the air. So I'll pick numbers that have punches, but then allow me to like collect money. Some gigs, you just have to be prepared to not collect as much money. College gigs, for example, those kids aren't holding dollar bills up. They might Venmo me, but you have to be ready. You have to know the audience you're going for. Oh my God. What is your number one song that you will absolutely never perform? I don't like the term never. I'm willing to try anything. Yeah, that's it. Chanel, I would love to see you in a version of Hair or Rocky Horror. I have done both shows in my life. I have played Burger in Hair, and I've played a multitude of characters in Rocky Horror before. Most recently, I was Magenta a number of years ago. The year before, I was Frank. I was just supposed to direct, but we just had some casting snafus, and I ended up in the show. Would I rather be in a room full of spiders or cockroaches? I don't know. I'm not really bothered by, it depends on what kind of spiders. But yeah, usually at one of my jobs, when I'm on lunch break, there used to be spiders at the table. They don't bother me because I don't bother them. What is something you wish people would stop asking you? I wish people would stop hitting on me on Facebook. That it's a thing. It happens. I'm happily married. I'm not looking. And also, Jade, I'm not hooking up like this. I don't care if other people do. This is not sexy for me. This is not sexual for me. End of sentence. Vicky Shock wants to know, how do you approach lip syncing on social with all the copyright restrictions? So on this show, we don't lip sync for that very reason. It's really tough. I'm not going to lie. Like, my videos usually go up on YouTube, usually filmed by my amazing husband. But yeah, it's tough because certain record labels don't want you posting anything. So simple as that. Oh my God, I have a lot of questions and I'm already 2 minutes past my time. I'm going to get to these though. What state or city have you not performed but would love to perform in? Provincetown, Rhode Island. I love it up there. What sound or noise do you love? I don't know. It's a great question. I'm big on white noise. I just I can't fall asleep without something going on in the background. Like I need that. Chanel wants to know, dogs or cats? Both. And I've never owned either. If you could cast the Wicked movie, who you're casting as Elphaba or Glinda? Honestly, I like the choices they made. You know, I know Ariana Grande is getting a lot of flack about getting the role of Glinda. Wait until she does it, kids. Like, stop. Don't shoot her down before she gets a chance to do it, please. So yeah, give it a chance. Jamie Angel wants to know, what would you like most to be remembered for as a drag performer? Being there for others, honestly. When I'm backstage, anybody who's worked with me will know, I've literally taken the boobs off my chest and handed them to someone else if their outfit didn't look right without them. I want to be remembered as someone who was always there for others. What is the land speed of a swallow? Oh, I should know that reference. It's a Monty Python reference, and I don't remember the rest of the reference. I'm a terrible nerd. Kenneth wants to know, what Disney princess would you like to be? Ooh. I would end up being Charlotte from Princess and the Frog, knowing me. She's not technically a princess, but whatever. Ooh, if you were in an impromptu 50s show, what would you want it to be? An impromptu 50s show? As in a drag show? Ooh, that would be fun. I want to do a 50s show now. I don't know what songs I would do, but I would look up some stuff. Yeah, that'd be cute. Okay, that's all the questions. But kids, don't worry about, keep the questions coming. But I want to bring back our fabulous guests for this evening so they can go through this special roundabout way of answering questions. Let's bring back to Inside the Drag Closet the incredible Asia Monroe and VOLKIE Lee Versace. Yeah,
Thank
get
you
those
so
lips
much.
good.
I'm trying to have an allergic reaction like you because I have the lip plumper too.
Oh, really?
Girl, it's burning in all the right ways. You got some good questions.
Those were great questions. Any of those questions you two want to answer?
Yes, I would like to be Elsa because she's got superpowers.
Oh, that's fair.
Hello, that or when you said Charlotte, for some reason I thought you said Wilbur, and I was like, yeah, I would be Wilbur. Yeah, I'd be the piggy queen.
How about you, Asia? What Disney princess would you want to be?
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go with the obvious. I'd like to be Mulan because she's not necessarily a princess, but she's a warrior and she's a strong woman. And she did a man's job when a man couldn't get it done. So,
period.
Oh, yeah.
Period.
And she did it looking fabulous. So,
hello.
Well, and she did it by remembering she was a woman.
mm-hmm.
I mean, in the cartoon, in the new movie, I don't know what was going on, but
it was a very interesting adaptation. But
I'm sorry, look for that.
Like, it wasn't a bad movie. It was just like, why?
Yeah.
Girl, y'all better read. I did like the one question earlier about balancing performing and collecting your cabbage. One of the biggest pieces of information I've ever been given in drag. It was one of the first times I ever went out in drag. Raven from RuPaul's Drag Race Season 2, All Stars 1, now in dark mode, was performing in Philly. Thank you.
I gotta go.
I said it. I'm just saying, I'm part Puerto Rican and she's darker than me and she's Russian, so.
I was born on the jungle and she was.
Yeah, girl, we didn't have that back in the jungle. But what Raven told me, because I asked her, I'm like, if you have any suggestions for drag, what would it be? She said, no matter what, if someone is giving you $1, you have to give them a moment. Mm-hmm. And that has stuck with me so hard because I see so many girls, and I'm not saying this as a read, but they're literally like taking money out of people's hands. And I'm like, every moment that you have to connect with a person in the audience, it is so important. And that's exactly what they're paying the money for. They're not paying to get something snatched out of their hand. They want their moment. They want you to dance, and while you slowly grab the dollar. Oh, and always perfume your hands so they can smell it.
True.
2 for 1 from Raven.
I see so many young entertainers, and you know, the good thing about now that drag is so popular that, you know, we are paid most of the time for our time, and you know, our tips are very well. But like my sister said, you know, we're entertainers at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. And just like we put money in to be there, they put money in to be there. And mm-hmm. you know, it's just it doesn't look good. And it's just like, I know for a fact, I always say to myself, whether if my mother ever saw me snatch money out like that, whether I'm on stage or, you know, somewhere, I know I would get the nice smack on the hand. So that's my biggest thing. I will be at a drag show and this girl could be turning it out, and once I see I just put my dollar down.
Estee just pointed out, I loved how you handled it at Divas. Very respectful to the queens and kept it fun for the crowd. We have what we call a stage kitten for that show. She will have a bucket and she'll stay far enough away, but when she sees we have too much money, she'll make her presence known. We ditch our money and she just goes back to the shadows.
That's a good kitten.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. She's really good at what she does. Shout out to Miss Lauren, who is absolutely amazing.
And one thing I will say is if you're ever at a drag show and you see an entertainer on the stage trying to pick up their money or struggle to pick up their money, please help them. Don't just stand there and look at them
Help
like
a bitch.
I don't know why. I try not to throw my money, or I try to like stuff it in my costume or whatever. But especially with my long behind nails, I cannot sometimes handle it. So
you want to show everybody your dick grabbers? Go ahead.
Ooh.
She's got the nicest nails I've ever seen.
Those are everything.
Yeah, I gotta get them redone, but
did your cousin do those?
My brother.
Your brother, I'm sorry. I didn't do your nails. That's my little brother right there. I support him.
That's my big brother.
I want to know, just because, like, I met you two as a duo, and you are sisters. How did you two meet?
So we actually met. Officially, we met at Vixen Devere Ariel Versace show. I always have respect for performers that show either a pageant background or like old school drag in general. And that's exactly what Asia has given since day one. And for her to be so young, you're what, 22, 23?
23.
23 years old. And to have such an established idea of what like old school drag is, and to bring it to children that have never seen it, like I was so gagged by it from the jump. And she's always been beyond respectful. So I feel like we just, like from the jump, it was like this. And then at Vera, she injured herself. And she was very worried about like not being able to be booked again, specifically at Vera. And when I say every single week I was hitting this hoe up like, how you doing? Has Ariel reached out to you yet? We're waiting on your recovery. And ever since then, like, we've honestly been thick as thieves. Like, we're actually, like, sisters through and through. And I love that bitch.
You know, when I got the official invite to Vera, which I was so thankful for, it was my first big girl booking, and it really helped me set the bar for, you know, my drag. And one of the best things I got was our sisterhood and our friendship. And, you know, that I hadn't even hit a year into doing drag, and that first year is always so scary because as a new entertainer, you don't know anyone, and anybody with a year or more time or experience, you know, than you look up to them. And it was almost in the sense of like we just bonded, and you know, we've had so many memories together. And you know, like she said, when I injured my knee, it was almost at like the peak of me taking off. And I really thought it was really such a hard time for me because I felt like I blew whatever chance I had to make a name for myself. And, you know, she really helped me, like, you know, get through it. And, you know, that's how, you know, it's a good friendship, because from day one, since till we're croaking in an old age home performing at a Mary's, you know,
turned me out.
she looks out for me and I look out for her. And when I got sick with COVID last year, she was the first person to make sure that me and my whole family was okay. And I'm not going to get emotional, but I love her so much more than I'll ever know. So, oh my God. I need to start checking because these allergies are getting me and I don't want to mess up my makeup. But one of the best things that's ever happened from drag is having her as my sister forever. So
same. Girl, same.
There's that, and still y'all have never seen me cry. So silicone doesn't move.
I think so many people think like drag is just like this lighthearted, frivolous thing, but no, it really creates like strong bonds.
It really does. Especially, it's such a hard industry to find friendship in general because, and most of the girls are just trying to get to the next step. They're just trying to climb the ladder. They're trying to get to the next point in their career. And if you don't have the humbling background and friendship you're not going to get further. Like, I've taken like a very small hiatus from drag this year, from not being booked in general. And anytime that I did want to get a gig, Asia was the first one to be telling promoters about me in Philly. And you got me my gig at, what was that one place in New Hope? The River House?
Mm-hmm.
Like, she has literally always helped me out. And that is a true drag friendship. It's really hard to find. And so any of you girls out there that have someone that you're close with, don't do them dirty. Because at the end of the day, the same people you see going up the ladder are the ones that you see going down.
Yes, I 100%.
Hello?
And the biggest thing is that she's honest with me. I'm honest with her. And it's just nothing but love and respect. So
I tell her when she buys an ugly dress from Fashion Nova. I tell her.
I tell her when she's looking cockeyed. So.
Is it this side or this side, girl? I'm trying to focus.
Oh, so Jamie Angel has another fantastic question. If the three of you could create your own drag anime story, what type of characters would you want to develop and what plot points would you want to include?
Y'all setting me up. So I could already see us doing like the mature Powerpuff Girls, like the girls that are grown. I could see it the house down. I would easily, no matter what it comes to, anime, video games, anything like that, I want the power of necromancy. I want to raise the dead. We're going to do Thriller and kill these hoes. Hello?
Okay.
She's like, oh, she's crazy.
Oh, I knew that. How about you, Asia? What would you want to include?
I feel like if I was an anime character, one of my favorite anime movies is Spirited Away. And I love the fact that in the movie, the spirits, they all have an amazing gift and amazing, like, you know, some sort of, they can like transform into something or whatever. And I feel like I would have loved to have that ability, like to be like a river spirit or like, you know, an earth spirit or something. And then I just feel like a great part, I feel like any great storyline, I think that was the question. Sorry. I always think that any movie that has a great a great inspirational storyline, basically of here's where you started and just becoming a better person, is just what I would incorporate.
I like that.
And Jade, give it to us.
I like the Powerpuff Girls idea. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
although I feel like I always feel like the mother figure in the group, like just because I'm an older woman, I'll say it that way. You know,
2 years older than me. You just turned 28.
Exactly. Plus 14, but it's fine. It's fine. I've made peace with 42. I feel good at 42. I mean, I'm not thrilled with this stuff that's going on, but whatever.
You still look good. Are you kidding me? You look better than good.
Don't inhale very often.
One thing I will say about Jade, what she said about earlier about being that person, like that helper, is that when we met Jade, like my sister said, it was at Chambersburg Pride, and that was one of my first out-of-town gigs, and Jade just was very welcoming from the time she walked in, and it was, you know, she's a great person. So
I remember seeing the two of you over, like, kind of keeping to yourselves, and I was like, oh, this is dumb. Hi, who the hell are you?
Yeah, literally, because we knew virtually like nobody in the room, so we're just like, okay, we're gonna be the girls. We're gonna get our makeup done. We're not gonna step on any toes. And with you specifically, it just felt like there was no actual like introduction period. We just went into like cutting up and kikiing.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the best things I've experienced lately in doing drag in places I had never been before. Like, just the reckless abandon of, hey girl, how you doing? We've never met, but it's nice to meet you. We're all doing the same thing. We had a girl at Divas just recently who has done drag in New York, and she's very sweet. But she hasn't done drag in this area before, so she twirled in with one outfit, and she was going to do all 3 numbers in that outfit. I was like, girl, we don't we do things differently here. I had 2 extra dresses with me. I threw them on her, and she was like, "Oh, wait a minute, what is this from?" So she now has 2 brand new Fashion Nova dresses.
Look at you.
And
she gonna be matching you.
I just spent so much money on Fashion Nova, and I have no regrets
they
about
have
it.
Good dresses.
She yells at me all the time because I'm always saying I want to save money, I want to do this, I want to do that, and then
how much are your Fashion Nova hauls? 300, 400.
Oh,
I would
After the
say
discount.
this industry, this career choice, you probably may see half the money that you make back. So at least if I'm going to try to look good, I try to do it on a budget. So
hello.
Valid.
Fashion Nova, they'll dress you real well for under $70.
Yes, they will. But one thing I can say is that, like, that quality right there, Jade, is a true quality of a true sister. Yeah. Whenever I need something or whenever my sister needs something, we always, here, whatever my closet is your closet. Go
100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't dig the cattiness that everyone equates to drag. I don't get it. I don't understand. Like,
my whole thing is that for the girls that want to take this professionally and it's their job, you have to treat it like a 9-to-5 job. And part of that is if you don't like somebody and they know you don't like them and it's vice versa, just do your job. Don't look at each other. At least have some respect for each other.
Yep.
Keep it like that. And then I just think that, you know, it's all about communication.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes.
We're all trying to get the same thing out of this one job. So,
and it's better if we all lift each other up than try to tear each other down.
Right.
Earlier today, with other stuff that's going on in my life, I kept on going back to the phrase, "Don't blow out someone else's candle. It won't make yours shine brighter."
Yep. And that is such a good quote to remember.
It's true.
And it's putting more effort onto you trying to dim somebody else instead of just shining the way you can.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Vicky Shock has a quick question for me. Do I prefer one solid eyeshadow shade over transition colors? Tonight, I'm all one shade because I wanted to go very 1960s, but usually what makes me happy is a nice purple and pink eye. I love a purple and pink. It brings me joy. It's super girly. And yeah, I like a purple and pink.
If it matched the aesthetic, I would have been purple and pink tonight.
Purple and pink is my usual go-to.
Hello.
Or I just do a smoke. I literally have 3 eyeshadow colors on.
That'll be our theme for the anime.
There we go.
1 second. Yes, writers. Mm-hmm. Lee Versace. Yes.
Oh my God. Well, and the next question actually brings up your last name, Volkie. Do you ever feel additional pressure having the Versace name since Ariel was on Drag Race?
Yes and no. I feel like Ariel and I both give very different styles of drag. Like, she's very top 50. She gives you high energy, but she sticks to like very known songs like Ariana Grande, Little Mix, and like she slays in those categories. I give more alt, like Asia has summarized it for me very well before. I am the mixed fusion of like old school and new school, because I try to give like a pageant position. Like, I try to keep myself polished, but I love doing weird shit like cosplaying, doing like K-pop or Eurovision songs that nobody's ever heard of. And I feel like that's the difference between Ariel and myself. And that's why I wouldn't be too worried. The only thing I would be worried about is going further than her. Because if you don't, then one's going to be the better Versace, one's going to be the worst Versace. And as of right now, her and myself have to worry about Crystal Versace over in the UK slaying it. So, so far, we're both the worst Versaces in comparison to Crystal.
That's valid. Orion has a very good question here. Have you ever struggled with your confidence, and how did you overcome it? Who wants to take that first?
So I struggle with anxiety near constantly, and it's an ongoing battle. Like almost every show that I have, even this podcast, like I had to question myself if I was worthy of it, and like having to form that confidence. It's really hard. It's really hard, especially if like you're just to yourself and you maintain that type of a lifestyle. Like I'm very much of a loner, except for my sister, my drag mother, and like the very few friends that I have close to me. And a prime example of me getting over this is I was just in the running for Miss Crimson Moon 2022. I did not win. I came as second runner-up, which is third place, and I was so happy to even have placed. But in Q&A, I did the worst thing that you could do when performing, and I just blanked on stage because of my anxiety, because I did not muster up the confidence. I was too much in my head. And it was that same energy, that same anxiety that pushed me to let the first words come out, to express that. My question was, if you could help any girl who was on the fence about doing a pageant, what would you do? My answer to that, like I did at the pageant, is to get over your anxiety. The only person that will be holding you back is yourself. And as soon as you get even the slightest bit of confidence in yourself, bitch, you run that until it is dead. Because again, you are the only person stopping yourself. My name is Loki Lee Versace. I'm contestant number 5.
Contestant number 2, same question.
Well, confidence is always my brother playing games, but
little brother, go ahead.
When I was younger, being a feminine child, it was hard because, you know, you're confident in things that boys wouldn't be confident in, and you know, having that backlash, it kind of makes you reluctant in those things. And like Volkie said, you're the only person in your own, you're the only, you know what I'm trying to say. But I feel that when you do something that you love and it really brings you true happiness, that overcomes everything. And with starting drag, I was so nervous because you have, like everyone, you have so many goals and you have so many things to aspire to, but you question yourself all the time. Are you worthy of that? And, you know, sometimes those moments of just taking a step and just breathing is all that you need. And I feel like once you like, people get overwhelmed too much because they want to do so good, or they have a certain expectation of themselves, and that's what hinders their confidence. But if you put your mind to it, you can do anything. And you know, it's one of those things. And aside from drag, just outside of it, like when you're transitioning and you see so many other, whether it's, you know, brothers or sisters of yours, when you see them having a certain type of transition, you kind of feel like, well, am I not good enough because I don't look like that, or or whatever the case may be. But sometimes you just have to realize that you're the best version that you can be at that point in time. And there's no really other place to go to than up to better yourself. So in those times where you're doubting yourself and your confidence is a little, just take a look back at all the accomplishments you've done and see how far you've grown, and don't worry, you'll be fine.
Okay.
I struggle with it all the time, honestly. I'm up and down all the time. This past year has really kind of rocked the boat for me in many different aspects of my life, but I always go back to, you know what, I'm damn good at what I do. I love what I do. And, you know, even if nobody gets it, I get it. And that's really, at the end of the day, all that matters. So.
Sorry, I just sneezed. Sorry.
To go along with this wonderful emotional outpouring we're having right now, best mascara for allergies or crying.
Wait, do you want to look like you were eliminated from The Bachelor, or do you want to look like you didn't cry?
I'm gonna assume this is more for lack of crying. I don't use mascara. I've actually been using Miron Cream Stick in black.
Okay, yeah, I use eyeliner.
Yeah,
but a good non-moving, what is it called? It's the Perversion, I think, by Urban Decay. It looks like a dog chewed on it. It's silver and it's supposed to be like raindrops. Get the waterproof one. I used to have panic attacks because I couldn't get off. Like I genuinely could not get that mascara off. So you can cry in it. You can do like a 5K in it. It's not gonna move.
Yeah. The true pageant girl in me. I just cry on the inside like a winner, so you never see the tears. But I just I use Maybelline mascara because there's so many wide ranges, and I've never had it run on me, so. And it's like $5.
And it's $5. Yes. It was $10.
Girl, 2 for $10.
Drag does not have to be expensive to look expensive.
She yells at me all the time because I probably will shop at the weirdest places to get my makeup. As long as it's pigment.
I'm just worried about where you're getting your makeup from. I'm fine with cheap makeup because I use some e.l.f. eyeliner. You worry me, little brother.
You know, the new cheap hack that I have been introduced to is the fact that Wet n Wild is doing a cream stick now.
Okay.
You like it? I hate it. I've tried that cream stick, and it was like it was a dry glue stick for me.
Oh,
yeah, I'm bougie. I'm not glad it's my foundation.
Something that works for somebody. It may not work for you,
right?
Try it, and it's not that expensive to try it. So
yeah, I used to use Miron all the time, but it just got so expensive.
And I feel like it's always splotchy for some reason.
Really?
Yeah. Every time that I've used it, I don't know. Like, I mean, I mostly use the weird color sticks, so it might just be those formulas. But every time I've tried to use them, like I look like I got a rash.
They're patchy, like they don't blend, they don't blend as good. I use different types of foundations. I use
do you still use Black Opal?
Yeah, I use the Black Opal. So when I want to try, I use the Black Opal cream sticks. They're like $8, but they're very good in the sense of I have a weird skin tone. I have a very olive undertone, so sometimes I can look tan. Sometimes I can look pale. So, but if I'm just doing, how do I say this? A quick gig or a gig that I won't be in makeup for too long, I will use she's gonna yell at me for this, but I use the Maybelline the full active wear foundation.
Is that the Stay Matte or the dewy one?
It's the Stay Matte, because
I'm sick. Whereas I can't lie, I'm a little bougie. I've got my NARS and my Fenty because these are my tried and true. And you can ask Asia, is the NARS not the best foundation you've ever put on your face?
So when I go on my dates, I use the NARS foundation because it's just so good.
It's seamless. Like if you have the money for it, go for that. If not, honestly, Juvia's Place has an amazing liquid and cream foundation.
I'm about to try Juvia's.
As long as you're not dry. If you have dry skin, it is not for you. It is very combo oily. Like, that's very important. You will crack otherwise.
I love Juvia's Place. I am addicted to their blushes. They're just so good.
The whole line is amazing, and it's very price friendly. If you got a coupon. I always got a coupon. Hit me up if you need a coupon. I'm that girl.
Jeremy here has a question for the two of you. Asia and Volkie, beautiful as always. Love you both. What advice would you give to any newer queens who may be watching right now that are about to enter their first pageant?
Well, ask her because she's the one that actually won something.
Shut up. Okay, well, I don't want to be too long with this answer, but
here she goes.
If it's okay, all cards on the table. If it's your first pageant, you're not going to win. Because I have to say this because I see so many girls get so defeated because they did not win. And again, it's one of those things of taking a step back and reminding yourself you got this far. My first pageant, I didn't have a job, and I literally didn't have a job. So I had to scrap together whatever money I had. And it's not about what you're wearing. It's not about who's sponsoring you. It's about being the best person that you can be on stage and off stage. Even during a pageant and versus being in the dressing room of a show, it's two different energies. At a pageant, everyone is just focused because everyone wants to do so good. It's not because no one likes each other. But if someone needs help, like if the next girl next to me needs help, I'm going to help her. And I've had many sisters help me in a time of need. And again, a pageant is not about winning. It's about the journey getting there.
Yes.
And, there are going to be times where you're going to feel like, you're in over your head. And there's going to be times where it can feel like a shoo-in for the win. But no matter what, you just do the best you can and just be the best person you can. That's really what I can say.
Yeah. Training off of that, first I was just like, hey, Jeremy, how you doing, boo? That was one of the judges for Miss Crimson Boo when I lost. Shout out, boo. Shout out. Yes, man. He scored me very fairly, though. But in general, as someone who Miss Crimson Moon 2022 was my first ever pageant, and I was so thankful for the experience in general because, as Asia said earlier, pageants are a boot camp because judges are going to be looking for things that you don't even think of sometimes. Like, I can't even express what I was personally looking for when I was putting all my costumes together. Like, this is my presentation for the pageant. I had my idea of perfection, and then I got to see the critiques of somebody else so I could work further, which some girls cannot handle critiques and they take everything personally. Whereas I was so thankful Jeremy took me to the side after the pageant, just like Bree did. And I didn't get a moment to talk to Don, the owner of Crimson Moon, but I'm sure he would have given me very amazing feedback. And it was that feedback that for the next time that I do a pageant, whether it be Miss Crimson Moon 2023 or one down the line, I now have all that information to fall back onto. And so instead of having any idea that, oh, the judges are nitpicking, no, they're looking for perfection, and at least they give the critiques for me to work towards that type of perfection. So one thing, never take a pageant too seriously. Take it seriously enough that you want to win and you want to give your best. Do not take it too seriously that it's going to like break you, because it's still for fun.
Real quickly, like, even though you may win the pageant, we still get scored. You still get, critiqued. One of the nitpicky things that I got for my evening gown for Miss Bob and Barbara's was my earrings touched my gown when I was modeling them. So it's something like that where you could be worrying about something else, and then that tiny little thing, what happened, one judge happened to notice or they judge you on. So just be
wrong.
Right. They're not wrong. It's just something that it's just like even taking advice or critiques from an elder in the community or one of your sisters, you just have to be open-minded to it.
I remember the first pageant I ran for, I ended up winning. I was Miss Central Pennsylvania Pride. And I had such an amazing experience. But afterward, one of the judges came to give me some critique, and the critique fell flat with me, to be very honest. For evening gown, I wore this beautiful black gown that was slit up one leg. I absolutely loved that gown. And he was just like, go ahead and throw that away. That's not a pageant gown. You can just go ahead and get rid of it. And I was like, excuse me? He was like, yeah, you're never going to win an America pageant with that. And I'm like, well, I wasn't competing for America. And I still won. So thank you for your critique.
Hello.
Thank you for your feedback. I'm going to keep this beautiful, expensive gown. Thank you.
And that's something that you just with pageants, there's different systems. So with judges, they could be familiar with one system, or different pageants have different things they're looking for. So like Jade said, with America, America has a very, a very cut out way of how they want things and why they want it. It's done by the book, versus there's some pageants where they do creative evening gown to whereas it could have a silhouette as an evening gown, but it could have a theme, or it could be like, you know, something way outside the box. So in my opinion, that's not really fair, because if I'm going, let's just say like it's a amateur pageant, I'm not going to expect the girls to have fully beaded stone Christina Ross gowns. But if I do see something that I do like, you know, I'm going to like it. And I just feel like it shouldn't be based upon what you're looking for. It's just an overall.
Yeah. Couple more comments. We got a lot of questions coming in. My lovely husband is remembering Chambersburg Pride, and he was like, the heat was homophobic that day.
Girl!
He's not wrong. It was so hot in that dressing room.
Oh, first that. The second thing that I remember is Calorie Kardashian, our good sister, her coming back from her first number looking like an entire puddle. And I was like, oh, girl, like, what's going on? Like, are you good? She was like, we're performing outside on that stage. It's really hot. And I was on the concrete dancing. And I was like,
I don't know if we've ever told you this, Jade, but like, obviously you were there with us, and you could tell we had so much fun. When we left the gig, we went to a restaurant, couldn't even finish our food because we were so tired. And we fell asleep at like 7 o'clock at night, and we slept till 8 o'clock the next morning.
Literally, Lollycox and Calorie invited us over to like Kiki cut up all that. We're just like, oh no, we're just gonna take it easy, blah blah blah. We got to Texas Roadhouse. I almost fought someone for throwing peanuts on the ground. I tried to bang one of the waiters, and we were back at the room by 6:30. I wanted that waiter to snap my neck.
Amazing. I have the other picture from that day. This wonderful.
Me looking like somebody's grandmother. No, this is a hate crime.
I have not seen this picture since that day.
Keisha, where are you?
She's right there, right beside Calorie.
Oh my God, you blended in. Oh my God. Yes, I look a mess. I love that dress though.
I was so tired in that picture.
And you were giving it in that gown.
Because this was
we were giving it
all of our numbers.
Yep.
I have a question. That one at the bottom, right next to you, does she do a little podcast with two other girls?
Right beside me in the snakeskin?
Yeah.
Aurora? No, I don't think she does.
She looks mad maybe I'm Facebook friends with her.
Probably. That's Aurora F. Sterling. She is amazing.
Yeah. No, that's what it is. Ignore me. Memory problems, ADHD. Ignore me.
Yeah, Aurora is a bit of everything. What
Franklin was right.
Do we have? Andrew wants to know, what advice can you give to a new queen who has never done a performance? Do it.
Yeah, do it. Know your words. Out of all things when it comes to drag, knowing your words is so important. Everything from there, it's extra. I can't tell you how many girls will go on stage not knowing their words. So I'm just like, babe. The bare minimum is knowing your words and practicing in heels, because that can get dangerous. Whether you believe it or not, that can be really dangerous.
Like my sister said, know your words. I cannot tell you how many times I've gone to a show and I've just put that dollar right back on the table because I just see the only watermelon bubblegum fantasy. That's a trick. If you don't know your words, you just say watermelon bubblegum, cherry, vanilla ice cream. And stage presence is a big thing. Just remember you're performing to the audience, not yourself in your bathroom mirror. And it's just practice, and just remember you're there to have fun. My biggest advice is do like an open call, because there's no really set standard. It's for everybody and anybody, and have fun with it.
Have fun. Yes.
And do the drag you want to do. Don't do what you think is going to make you money. Don't do what you think all the other girls are doing. Do what you want to do.
Because that's what helps stand out.
Yeah.
Because if you are looking like everybody else, you're just going to be melting in the back.
I remember when I started doing gigs out here in Harrisburg, I started doing like show tunes and people were like, what is this? What is she doing? And I'm like, get used to it.
The theater. The theater. Is that a wand in your hand? Is that a wand in your hand?
No, I fidget with brushes during the show.
Oh, I'm not mad. I thought you were about to Avada Kedavra one of us. I was
No.
dun, 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 dun. Okay, everybody get an instrument.
Jamie Angel has another question. What obscure character that you have not performed yet would you love to perform, and what song would you do with said character?
Interesting. Obscure character.
Do
y'all know
good questions?
Do y'all know Spawn?
Yes.
I've always wanted to do a Spawn number, but I feel like nobody's gonna know what I'm doing.
Ivy the Clown.
Aren't you already, sis? Yes. No, bitch. I want to do Spawn so badly. I think it would be so weird, like the whole chain moment. Like it would be very like Lee Bowery cosplay almost.
Ooh.
And music-wise, it would be something cunty like Fighter by Christina Aguilera, or something dark, something evil. Like Look What You Made Me Do, T-Swizzle. Oh, love that song.
Oh. I've always wanted to do a number as Squirrel Girl from Marvel Comics.
You fucking better glide. You better glide. I'm here for that. That's obscure. I'll give it to you.
Yep. How about
you have a song that you would do?
I have no idea. Like,
something about nuts.
I feel like I can't think of any songs about nuts, so I feel like I would just do Lily Allen's "Fuck You Very Much."
Sold. Done.
Well, fun fact about me, I really hate theme shows. It's not nothing against anyone. I just hate theme shows. Oh my God, I'm gonna suck at this question. If this was Q&A, minus 10 points.
Thank God.
Obscure. Okay, I'm gonna have a blonde moment. Obscure is like
not well known.
Not well known. I'm sorry.
Let me not be rude.
I don't know. I would.
You give me very Chris Crocker back in the day. Leave Britney alone.
Oh, she has a new name now too.
Oh yeah, didn't she come out?
Yeah, she transitioned.
Our
Kara
girl.
Cunningham.
Kara, that's an awful name.
Yep.
What? Wait, what's her name?
Kara Cunningham.
That's a very pageant name.
It very much is.
Hendrickson, Bickerson, Dickerson, Montez, Duval, Colby Tall, Sexton.
Shout out to our Denver girls.
Hello. I want to give a shout out to Lala. That's my bitch.
I love my sister Lala.
And my mother, Alexiana Lee. And Mint Indian Cuisine in Denver. Best Indian food out there. Cut the cameras. I can go for some Indian food right now.
Oh, I could. Oh, some good naan.
The naan.
That's okay. I was cooking before this.
I'm telling you, I haven't eaten. It's now going on 10 p.m. I'm about to go out like this to Wawa. Jay, do y'all have Wawa where you're from?
We're Sheets.
What you call me?
So sorry. That's a shame. I got the French fry from Sheets once, and I like projectile vomited for a day. So,
what Sheets?
I would rather have Wawa.
Sheets is like Wawa.
Yep.
It's almost the exact same thing. I have to say they have a more open variety of food because Wawa just added hamburgers and like fries and.
I only eat like the quesadillas from Wawa and their chicken noodle soup.
Oh, they got the best baked potato soup.
What you call me?
You heard what I said, bud.
So we are at our time, but we do have a couple more questions. Are you girls game to stay for a few more?
Speed round. Let's do it.
Sweet. Let's do this. Vicky Shock wants to know, girls, please can I ask, do you ever wear feminine outfits in public without makeup? Do you believe in the differentiation between drag and cross-dressing is significant?
Brother.
Thank you, big brother. Oh, this is a good question. How can I answer this without? Okay.
You want me to go first?
You can go first.
So for me, I am, in the grand scheme of things, I'm non-binary, so I do not really, like, I go by she, they, he. It really doesn't matter to me. But if I am ever like presenting feminine or like cross-dressing, I still give like a subtle beat with my either caftan and mask or whatever I'm wearing. But that's just for my own fantasy. You do not have to put makeup on for anybody except for yourself. You do not have to wear shorts or a dress or anything unless it's for yourself. And it's so important to be comfortable in your own skin and going from there, because an article of clothing will help with gender dysphoria or things like that. But if you're not feeling it, I don't know. Like you can't rely on makeup to make you feel prettier. You can't rely on like cute dresses to make you feel prettier. You have to genuinely believe that you are pretty and then run from there, because we are all fucking gorgeous. I'll say that much. Hello. Is that appropriate?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that nice?
No, you do not have to wear makeup to, feel good or, to present how you want to present.
I don't understand wearing makeup.
Fun fact, out of drag, I do hate wearing makeup. The most you get is eyebrows, because I shave mine for drag. I've been doing it since I started. And I throw on a lash and a gloss, and sometimes I just cover up my my shaving area. Just sometimes you can peek through a little. But my biggest thing is something that I've struggled with is that I'm very old school in certain ways, and well, in many ways, but with transitioning, it's so hard because, some days you don't feel like getting really dressed up, and, sometimes wearing a dress can be a struggle because, you could be in your head, and, and sometimes it is some, it's a little voice, or, sometimes some elders, people have one way of looking and you have another way of looking, and it's just about what you feel comfortable in. I always say play around with certain outfits and have sisters or brothers that you can rely on to help you feel comfortable. Everyone's journey is different. I can feel one way. I can only tell you that, there's only so many things I can tell you, but it's about you doing it for yourself to kind of feel what you like. And yeah, it's your journey. You can shop at Fashion Nova. They have great sales. And sometimes the hardest thing, I think, it's not about what you're wearing, it's about putting it together. So sometimes an outfit altogether can help you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I just want to focus on like the differentiation between drag and cross-dressing. Do I think it's
okay?
I think the naming of it is significant, because
yes,
drag can be seen as a form of cross-dressing, but again, not all drag queens are men, so it's not always cross-dressing.
Right.
It's an art form. There's nothing wrong with cross-dressing. If you want to dress up and feel feminine, by all means do.
Right.
Sometimes when I get into drag, I'm like, oh, look at her. Look at those big old knockers right there. But at the end of the day, for me personally, when I take it off, I'm a guy. I just like being pretty every once in a while.
Hello, and it's working.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a different journey for everyone.
And as a drag
entertainer,
as a drag entertainer, it's very important to take care of the person underneath all of this. Sometimes when you neglect one side and focus on one side, it does really throw you off. So sometimes for a drag entertainer, instead of sometimes treating yourself to new gowns, sometimes it's good to treat yourself to some new everyday clothes.
Mm-hmm. Because it's hard to remember to do that. Because when you're constantly just buying yourself drag and buying yourself drag, a lot of your money's going to that. Meanwhile, you got like 2 pairs of shirts and some jimmies to run around in.
Mm-hmm. I always say Jade has way more shit than Mitch does. Like,
Yep.
she's got this whole room to herself. Meanwhile, I've got like a dresser in the other room and my boy stuff.
Boxers and Hanes.
Exactly. So we have time for one more question. And apparently my husband really wants this question asked because he posted it twice. Asia, first and foremost, congratulations on your transition and journey. My question is, have you encountered a difference in how other drag queens treat you since you have begun transitioning? There still seems to be a bit of reluctance to accept trans women as queens in the drag community, and it is both sad and anger-inducing.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, well, thank you so much. Your husband is so sweet, and you know, he just like you. You guys are both amazing. I haven't faced anything from any other drag queens. I feel like everything it's actually been open arms. I can honestly say, if you would have asked me a couple years ago, would I see myself transitioning? I probably would have said no. But when we went into quarantine and lockdown, I was able to stay to myself, ask myself questions, and then it led me to, you know, discovering certain things about myself. I do think that trans women have a long way to go in the drag world, unfortunately, even though back in the day, essentially, yes, there was drag, but I feel like a lot of people confuse drag and, being trans, like they get it all confused. Just because I'm a drag entertainer, when I take it off, I see myself as a woman, and that's who I am. And some people, you know, get it confused or whatever the case may be. And trans women can do drag. Just because we live our lives as a woman on the outside of, you know, society, in our community, you know, it doesn't make a difference. And I've seen some trans women that do drag do the complete opposite. I've seen some trans women that are gorgeous women during the day, but they can give you like Dragula fantasy when they're on stage, and it's amazing. So it's essentially whatever you want to do. But I do think that there needs to be more trans representation in shows and also in mainstream media. I do think that the gay community is very, you know, up there, but I do feel like the rest of the community needs some light to be shown on them. So I just, you know, I've experienced nothing but love and support, and I hope that my sisters and my brothers and everyone in between, you know, I hope one day they get that love or the love continues. So, yeah.
I love that.
I hope I answered your question.
May I say one thing?
Please.
I can't remember who it was that said it. I think this is a quote from Drag Race. I'm not too sure. But trans is who you are. Drag is what you do. So trans is how you live your... Yeah, there we go. Trans is Asia living her everyday life. Drag is when she steps foot on stage and gives it to you. And that's the difference between the two.
Yep. I love that.
And
hello.
I will say to anybody out there, whether you're starting your transition or you're in the mix or whatever you feel and whatever you identify as, you know, that's who you feel. You know, just because that you do drag doesn't make you any less of a woman, man, in between, you know. And it's just so interesting because drag is honestly the gateway to just discovering not just gender identity, but just so many things about yourself. So that's why I'm very grateful for drag, because it's opened many doors for me to explore more about myself and who I am. And I've met amazing people along the way. And it's very important In the trans community, I will say it's just like you were talking about earlier in the drag scene. It's everyone's trying to one up each other and trying to outdo the next person. But I can say that I've been welcomed with open arms by my trans sisters and, everyone. And I feel that that's one thing I can't wait to look forward to in my later years, is to give the advice that I was given for years to come and so forth, and share the knowledge that I've gotten. So shout out to my trans mother, Tina Montgomery. She's amazing. She was the first person to ever look me dead in my face and say, one day you'll be a beautiful woman.
Mm-hmm.
And so yes,
here she is.
I love that. That's amazing.
Look out, 'cause here I come.
featuring the trans gown in the background.
Oh, come on, Morgan Wells, shout out.
Yes.
Yes. Shop Morgan Wells Dry Closet.
So before we wrap up tonight, my husband always likes to give a bit of helpful drag advice for those who are just getting started, or maybe even those who have been in the game for a bit. And his helpful drag tip for tonight is be willing to take chances. They won't always work out, but you'll be glad for the moments when they do.
100%. Because for every opportunity that you don't take, you don't know how it was going to go. Yeah. That could have been your night to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
And it'd be better to say, well, that didn't work, than, I wonder if that would have worked.
Yeah. The only time you should be dropping out of a show is if you got the runs. That's it. Gotcha, bitch.
Yes.
Accurate.
The only time I will ever drop out of shows is if I'm sick. So.
Period.
Same.
Or if your car gets towed, but that's a different story.
Ladies, I have had such an amazing time tonight. I want to give you both a moment to just impart some last knowledge, or just say goodnight to everyone who's watching, starting with VOLKIE.
Jade, first and foremost, I just want to thank you so much for having me, and my good sister. Every time we chit chat, whether it be DragCon, Franklin, Chambersburg, or the last time I was on here, we have a good time. And it just reminds me of how much of a good soul you are. I need to start keeping up with you a little bit more, because we need to play some video games. We need to get weird.
Yeah.
For everyone watching, I really hope you enjoyed. I really hope we were able to share some knowledge with you, because that is one of the most important things of our artistry, is giving a lesson to the next girl. And also, I just want to give a shout out to my sister Asia for always giving it. Mm-hmm. Hello? She know how to talk. I don't. My earring hurts.
Oh, I feel that.
Well, again, thank you for having me, Jade. This is a perfect example of a lady who always follows through. Jade, from day one, since she said she was going to have this podcast, she's been very opening, and, she's welcomed us on many times. So I cannot thank you enough for having this platform and us being able to share our thoughts and knowledge. To anybody watching, whether you're starting out drag, your transition, whatever, just do you, be you, do whatever makes yourself happy. And just know that once you do it, you will never look back. And you only get one life to live. And unfortunately, with the years that have just passed, and we've seen how shortly life can be cut. So just do whatever makes you happy. You can keep up with me on social media. Jade has it all linked down below. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'm always open. And you can catch me all over the place on social media. You can catch me with the Philly Drag Mafia with Brittany Lynn. You can catch me at Bob and Barbers, Crimson Moon, and so on and so forth. And to my sister, again, thank you so much for almost making me cry on camera. I love you so much. Bitch, you already know how I feel about you. She could be going through it, and we just say, girl, and I respond, girl, and we just
girl.
On. And again, yeah, so I can't wait to be back soon. And Jade, hopefully we get to Kiki soon. You come back to the 215, and we can all cut up in Kiki. I can cook, and we can just have some fun.
We're gonna talk to Latanga about having a show.
Fun.
That's what we about to do.
I'm telling you, anybody out there, if you want a drag talk show, please pick up the Drag Closet. And a reminder, please shop the Drag Closet merch. Please support my girl Jade at the Drag Closet and all her bookings and her shows. And go get some chocolate from her. I don't know.
You can find this podcast on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook. I can officially tell people, oh yeah, baby, I'm on Spotify, girl. You can't ask me nothing.
And for $20 more, we'll feature ourselves on OnlyFans.
Exactly. I want to thank the two of you for being here this evening. This has been such a joy. We have dedicated this entire month to gratitude and just, I am so grateful to have the two of you in my life, even though we've literally only worked together once, but I adore both of you. I had such a good time meeting both of you. I'm grateful to you for sharing your stories with everybody who is watching this evening. We've had a lot of really good results tonight. Everybody out there who's watching, I want to thank you for constantly tuning in. Make sure, if you have not already, like and subscribe to us. We are on YouTube, Facebook, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Pod. We're in a ton of different places.
I
was on iHeartRadio.
Yeah.
You got to Google us. You got to Google us.
Next week, we have another amazing episode planned. My lovely co-host will be Anastasia Diamond. I'm hoping she's going to be here because I've done the episode by myself the last 2 weeks. And in this month of gratitude, I could not share gratitude if I don't bring on our very original co-host, Fancy Dismount Stratton. So yes. I'm super excited to have Fancy back here. But we have reached the end of the episode, so there is only one thing left to say, and that is, good night, kids!
Good night!
You've been listening to WLFE-DB.com, where our shows are your shows.